everyone, 여러분 안녕하세요. I'm 서미소랑 from FunPik, where it's all about having fun while preparing for your TOPIK. Fun, TOPIK, FunPik. Now in Topic 1, questions 40 to 42 are of a very similar format. It's about choosing the incorrect statement while looking at the text. Now, of the three questions, one will be a notification about how something operates, one will be an informative article, and one will be a written message to someone else. In this clip, we'll look at the one about notifications. All right. Let's see how it appears in the exam. This is the instruction. And from this point on, we actually don't have any more 보기s, the examples. We go straight to the actual question. Questions 40 to 42. And at for each question, there's a diagram with some text in it, and you have to choose the option that does not match the text in the diagram. As I mentioned before, for one of the three questions, it is a notification of how something operates. In this particular test, it is question 40, but it can be anything from 40 to 42. All right, guys, let's zoom in on the instruction itself, because that's what we like to do here at FunPik. Really dissect the instruction so that you know exactly what the question is asking. All right, let's break it down from questions 40 to 42. 다음을 읽고 read the following. 맞지 않는 것. The one that does not fit. 고르십시오. Choose. In other words, read the following text and choose the incorrect statement. The key word here, it's even underlined in the actual exam as well, 않는 것, the incorrect statement. The statement that is false based on the text, the statement that does not match the text. The reason I'm stressing this is that within Topic 1, there are questions that ask for the correct statement. So it's very, very important that you do not get confused whether they are asking for the correct statement or the incorrect statement. Incorrect one is what we're looking for this question type. All right, continuing on. 각 3점, each 3 points. So each question is worth 3 points. All right, let's try solving a question together, shall we? This was an actual question from the 64th topic. The instruction, what you want to do when you get this is to see the diagram and read through the text first, paying special attention to the details like the time, the day of the week, location, and so on. Then go through each option and mark each one as true or false. This will help you because you might get confused. And then finally, you want to choose the false statement. So let's do it for this. First, read through the text. Let's do it. 축구 동아리 모임, 축구, football, soccer, 동아리, club, 모임, meeting. 언제, when, 매주, every week, 금요일, Friday, 저녁, evening, 6시, 6 o'clock. So when is it held? Every 6 p.m., on 6 p.m. at every Friday at 6 p.m. 어디서? Where? 학교, 운동장, school, sports, field. That's where it's held. Let's go through the options and see if they are true or false. 금요일에 합니다. 금요일, 매주 금요일, every Friday. Yes, it is held every Friday. The next one. 같이 축구를 합니다. They play soccer together. Well, it is a soccer club, so you would expect them to play soccer together. Also true. True. 모임은 오전에 있습니다. The meeting is held in the morning, before noon, in the AM. Well, let's have a look at the relevant information, the detail. 저녁 6시, 6 p.m. So this, false. You would mark it false. And then the final one, remember, going back, 오전, morning, 저녁 is 오후. That's why it is incorrect. And the final one, 학교 운동장에서 만납니다. You meet at the school sports field. The relevant information is this one, 학교 운동장. So the correct answer is number 3. Alright, time for some 꿀tip from FunPik. The best way to prepare for this question type is to study a list of notification-related words that have most frequently appeared in past topics. For example, words related to location. We just had one, 학교, school, and so on. And you must be familiar with numbers as well. I'll talk about that further down. Time information and what's related to that. Today, tomorrow, and we just had that one. 오후, 오전, AM and PM. Now the numbers, you must be really familiar with them and know when to use 1, 2, 3, 4 and when to use 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. I'll tell you a little tip. The Sino-Korean numbers are usually used for things like price, date, floor number, phone number, and so on. While the native Korean numbers, they're used to count things, usually up to 20. And remember, the 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, it changes to 한, 두, 세, 네 when you have a unit attached to it. For example, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, but 한 개, 두 개, 세 개, 네 개, and so on. Now, very often the numbers will be written in the Arabic numeral in the diagram, but they are written out in Hangul in the options. So you have to be able to read the Arabic numbers in Korean. Now, I've just shown you around 25 words, but in our textbook we have many, many more, a total of 73 words. So be sure to pick up a copy and go through the list to make your study sessions that much more efficient. Okay, let's solve 2 more questions, shall we? I'll show you how these tips come in handy. First, read through the text. 행복 사진관, happiness, photo or studio. 위치, location, 2층, second floor. This is what I mean. Arabic numeral. 싱싱마트 옆, next to 싱싱마트. So the name of a mart. 영업시간, operation hours, 오전 10시 10 a.m. to 오후 8시 8 p.m. 월요일은 쉽니다. They 쉬어, take a rest on 월요일, Mondays. In other words, they are closed on Mondays. Let's go through the options, paying special attention to numbers and the details, time of the day, and so on. 주말에 쉽니다. They take a rest or they close on the weekend, 주말. Well, the relevant information, 월요일. Monday is not a weekend, so this, false. Let's continue on. 2층에 있습니다. So you have to be able to read this number as E in Korean. It's located on the 2nd floor. The relevant information, it is, I'll go through that, 2층, 2nd floor. And number 3, 마트 옆에 있습니다. It exists next to the mart. Well, have a look. 싱싱마트 옆. So this is also true. And 저녁 8시에 끝납니다. They finish at evening 8 o'clock. Oh, look. 오후 8시. They close at 8 p.m. As we have said here, Monday is not a weekend. So this is the false statement. That is the incorrect one. That is your answer. Okay, now this question, the next one, it is from the 52nd topic. Let's have a look at it. Go through the diagram and read through the text. 4월, the 4th month, as in April. 작은 음악회, a small concert. 일시, date and time. 5월 20일, May 20th, 토, short for Saturday. 21일, the 21st, Sunday, and the time, 오후, afternoon, PM, 6 to 8. Location, 하늘공원, 하늘park. 노래, song or singing, 김영수. So this person will be doing the singing. 기타, now this is not miscellaneous, it's this, guitar. And 이소영 will be on the guitar. Let's go through the options. 음악회는 주말에 합니다. The concert is held on the weekend. Let's see the relevant information. 토요일, 일요일. It is the weekend, so mark it as true. The next one. 음악회는 하늘공원에서 합니다. It's here. 하늘공원. It is held at 하늘공원. Also true. The next one. 음악회는 저녁 8시에 끝납니다. The concert finishes evening 8 o'clock. So at 8 p.m. Let's see the relevant information. 6 to 8 p.m. Also true. The final one. 음악회에서 이소영 씨가 노래를 부릅니다. At the concert, 이소영 will, well, not will, but at the concert, 이소영 is doing the singing. Let's have a look at the relevant information. 노래, 김영수, 기타, 이소영. 이소영 is over here. 노래 is 김영수. So this is the incorrect option. Mark it as false, and that will be your answer number 4. See, 김영수 is doing the singing. Number 4 is the right answer. All right, guys, let's wrap up. Review time. You can take a screenshot of this. Question type number 7 is about choosing the incorrect statement. Some tips. There's information about how things like meetings, classes, and businesses operate. Read through the text first, and then go through each option and see if it matches the text's content. Pay special attention to the details such as time, date, day of the week, location, and so on. All right, let's see if you've really understood this question type. I'll leave you with a question to solve by yourself. Please take a look at it and leave your answer in the comments down below. All right, guys, that is a wrap. I'll see you next time. 다음 수업에 만나요. Bye-bye.